Yes, Prabhu, please start.
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो निताय 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 गौरांगो गौरा गौरा गौर हरे जय सच्चिनंदन गौर हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे शिल प्रभुपाद की जय, शिल गुरुदेव की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity to glorify Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And before starting today's verse, I will just wrap up and give the summary of the previous verses. Various devotees have relish this, and we'll just uh, go previous verses and then move onwards. So we are reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 15. The Lord accepts Prasādam at the house of Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya. So we saw that from verses 1 to 15, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities at Puri, and in fact, yesterday it was Return Rath Yatra, and the 1 week before we have celebrated the Jagannath Rath Yatra at Puri at various places, different places. And verse 16 to 36 talks about the devotees celebrating the various festivals. And then verses 37 to 183, we discuss Lord Chaitanya is talking with the departing Bengali devotees. And then verse 184 to 244, we saw that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepts Prasādam at the Sārvabhauma's house. In fact, we are in between that verses, so we'll be starting from the verse 15.258. And then verse 245 to 302, which is end of the chapter, talks about the offense and deliverance of Amoga. And Amoga is a son-in-law of Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya. So with this note, we will start with the verses assigned to today. I will share the screen. Can someone confirm the screen is visible?
No, Prabhuji, no.
No. Entire screen, Windows. Okay. Now?
No, Prabhu.
Okay. So maybe I have to share again. Share. Windows. Okay. Windows. Now you can confirm someone.
Yes. Now, yes.
Okay. So here we will go to the synopsis of today's verses. So basically, this is an anatomy of the mercy, exploring karma, offense, and divine grace in the pastimes of Amoga. So this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 15. So it is a household of profound devotion. So we see that Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya and his wife, they invite the devotees to Sārvabhauma's residence. And here Gopinath Acharya gives the he's the messenger, and he communicates to all the devotees and facilitate. And Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the guest. So we can see from the Chaitanya Charitamrita how we can invite the host, how we can invite the guest and host the program. And Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya had daughter and son-in-law, and son-in-law's name is Amoga. Of course, we all know that Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya, they are aristocratic Brahmana family. But Amoga was somehow, he was always seeing the faults. And the sanctuary of pure devotion reached by a single critical eye. So we see how, so measuring the infinite. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than combined form of Radha and Krishna, and Lord has done the pastimes in various dhams, especially Jagannath Puri, Vrindavan Dham, Dwarka Dham, and Govardhan Puja. So here, when we are inviting the guests, how we should be pure in our consciousness, and also how our mood should be there to serve the devotees. And here, the Lord Himself is coming to Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya's house. Then the Supreme Lord, even an impossible monumental offering is not even a morose. So here we can see in Jagannath Puri, the Lord is eating 52 meals a day, hundreds of buckets. And in Vrindavana, Lord is eating twice daily at the homes of countless relatives, covered men and boyfriends. And at Dwaraka is maintaining 16,000 queens, 16,108 queens in 16 different palaces. And Lord has 18 mothers and the Yadu dynasty. And at Govardhana, we all celebrate Govardhan Puja. Lord is consuming monumental stacks of rice. So there is so much food here that it is impossible to eat at all. So the devotees' logic is to the Supreme Lord, even an impossible monumental offering is not even a morose. That means how the Lord is the smallest of small and the biggest of big. So to that Supreme Lord, what we can offer. That's why Lord is called as Bhavagrahi Janardhan. He wants our bhava, because there are so many Lakshmis, Devi Devatas are in the queue to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then the aristocratic blind spot is Sārvabhauma guards the threshold, denying entry to the fault finder. And here the fault finder is none other than his own son-in-law. During distribution, Sārvabhauma is momentarily inattentive, Amoga slips in. So when we invite the devotees, especially the senior devotees, then we are very busy in so many activities, serving here and there. So what happens? Sometimes attention diverts. So we are busy. So that time, some other subordinates or some our colleagues, they take the services and they do. It happens. It is quite natural when we're inviting the guests. So there are so many people, and it is quite natural that we cannot give attention to each and everything. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was partaking the Prasādam, Amoga was observing. This much food is sufficient to satisfy 10 or 12 men, but this sannyasi alone is eating so much. Now, who is telling this? This is son-in-law of Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya. He is telling. His name is Amoga. So Amoga, even though he is telling in offensive way, because sannyasi should not take more, but here Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya was very, very upset with the attitude of Amoga. Because with so much of love and affection, Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya is preparing last so many months to invite the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and give sumptuous Prasādam. But his own son-in-law is commenting on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya and his good wife didn't like that. So, what is the conflict? The mundane fault finding mind completely fails to comprehend the absolute nature of the divine. So, offenses we should not make, especially when we come to Krishna consciousness. That is the message we get, that even though sometimes with our naked eyes we see that there are some mistakes or faults we find, and we immediately try to judge and say that, but actually that is not our business. That's what we understand from these verses. And the what are the divisions, two visions of an offense? We can see the protective devotees and the unaffected divine. Sārvabhauma glares in fury, chases Amoga with a stick and curses him. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was partaking the Prasādam, when Amoga offended, so Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya was very angry and he took a stick and trying to beat him. And but here we can see unaffected divine, how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Mahavadanaya avatar. That is the glory of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiles and laughs at the criticism and continues eating peacefully. If we are in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's place, we will feel very offended when somebody is saying that you are eating so much, you are a sannyasi, you are eating 12 people's food, how you will feel? It is very. But here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiles and laughs at the criticism and continues eating peacefully, because the Lord is himself is Antaryami. So here the protective devotee, his wife, repeatedly strikes her head and chest. So that is the nature of the women. Whenever someone offends, and this offense is not to her, it is to the Supreme Lord. So she hits the head and the chest. And the unaffected divine is he pacifies the host. When all these situations are happening, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that cool down, do not worry. Whatever is Amoga is doing, that's okay. And Sati Mata became here Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya's wife says that let Sati become a widow. That is, Sati is basically his daughter, her daughter. So she's telling that what is the use that when Amoga is offending the Lord himself, what is the use of he living? Let him die. So such is the feeling of wife of Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya. And what Amoga has said is correct. What is your offense? And here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, what is the problem? What Amoga is telling correct. Why you are taking in an offensive way? So here the Lord remains entirely undisturbed by insults. Yet pure devotees cannot tolerate blasphemy against the Lord. And we also see the 10 offenses to be avoided while chanting the holy name. Here, there also we see that if someone is offender, we should not give the secrets of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam to the offenders. But here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is undisturbed and he is tolerating all the words what Amoga has said. And the Vedic standard of rejection, so what are these? We see that the four steps are there. One is self-reproach, and the second is contemplating extreme atonement, and the third is complete severance, and the fourth is social decree. So here in the step one, we see, I brought you to my home just to have your blasphemed. So this is the mood of Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya. He is telling that I thought of bringing you and serving nicely, but at the same time, I am making you so uncomfortable that my son-in-law has said or he has offended you. And step two is considering killing the offender or taking his own life, both rejected because both men are Brahmanas. Here we can see that Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya is not an ordinary person. He is a great scholar and is born in the Brahmana family. And Amoga is also not an ordinary person. But here, considering killing the offender or taking his own life. So that is also not correct. Like if someone offends, if somebody Kanishta Adhikari offends, we understand. But here they are Uttama Adhikaris, born in a Brahmana family, and they are such an exalted person. And Amoga is a son-in-law of Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya. And step 3 is complete severance. I reject him and give up my relationship with him. I shall never even speak his name. Who is telling this? This is Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya is telling that from now onwards, I condemn my son-in-law. There is no point he being in my house or he is living. I reject him and give up my relationship with him. That is what Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya is feeling. And the social decree is instructing his daughter to entirely abandon her fallen husband. So a good father or good parents always, son or daughter, they will tell. Here it is a case of daughter. So Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya is instructing his daughter to abandon her fallen husband. So just see, the words sometimes are so strong, it will pierce the heart. The words are so powerful, it can elevate, it can make us to go back to Krishna, but the same words can make us to go to the hellish planets. So here, when Amoga is offending the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya could not tolerate. Why? Because he is a pure devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So these are the verdict of, so from Sadhu Shastra Guru. So if a person is against the scriptures, against the Guru, we have to condemn him. If we cannot condemn him, then we should leave that place and go away. So such are the instructions in our scriptures. And what is the rule? When a husband is fallen, one's relationship with him must be given up. Strict Vedic duty demands total relinquishment of the offender. So such is the, here Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya is telling that you abandon this Amoga. He is no more my son-in-law. Even mother is telling that it is better to become a widow than having Amoga. He is a great offender at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the strike of providence, what is that? The event is Amoga flees into the night. By morning, he falls immediately sick with cholera, residing on his deathbed. So this is the natural effect when we offend a pure devotee or the Supreme Lord. So Amoga, the next day morning, what happened? In the night itself, he got high fever, he got a cholera, and he was like on the deathbed. And the law of karma is the cause and the consequence. When one offends the Supreme Personality of Godhead, karma immediately takes effect. So the law of nature is very, very subtle. Even in the material world, like Newton's third law, what it says, actions and reactions are equal and opposite. But here, especially Amoga is offending the Supreme Lord, the effect is very soon, immediate. Sometimes it may be immediate, sometimes it may take a couple of years, sometimes it may take some lifetimes, or sometime it may take millions of lifetimes. It all depends. But here, Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya is a great pure devotee of the Lord, and his words has come true. And the consequence is what? Quoting revealed scriptures, mistreating great souls systematically destroys. What are the things happens when we offend the pure devotee of the Lord? Lifespan reduces. Whatever opulence and positions we have, that will vanish slowly and sometimes immediately. The reputation is at stake. Religion, of course, Dharmam to Sakshat Bhagavad Pranitam. What is the religion? Whatever Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you do not follow the Dharma, what is mentioned in the scriptures, then what is the religion? Religion is of only namesake, and all the good fortune vanishes. So the message is we should not offend the pure devotee of the Lord, or we should not offend any devotees, and we should not offend the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Supreme Personality of Godhead is so merciful, He doesn't see our offenses. But the pure devotees, if they curse, then the results are immediate. And the pure devotees, when they bless us, also the results are beyond our imagination. So that's why we have to be always in the assembly of the pure devotees. We should try, we should endeavor how I can get the association of the pure devotees and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The speed of divine grace. So here the report, the rush, the touch. So Gopinath Acharya informs the Lord that Sārvabhauma and his wife are fasting and Amoga is dying of cholera. So here Gopinath Acharya is a great devotee, and he is passing this message to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that yesterday you had partaken Prasādam at Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya, and now the Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya's son-in-law Amoga is sick with a cholera and is on the deathbed. And what happened? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately runs to Amoga in great haste. So when we see that in the Mahabharata, when Draupadi's Chiraran was happening, Krishna immediately, when he come to know, when Pahimam, like that, Draupadi raised the hands and asking for protection, Lord didn't see here and there. Immediately he rushed to the spot. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than combined form of Radha and Krishna. When he heard that Amoga is on the deathbed, he immediately rushed to Sārvabhauma's house. The great haste. And the touch is the Lord places his hand directly upon the dying offender's chest. So that's why in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the author Krishnadas Kaviraja Goswami says, and all the 6 Goswamis, they say that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Mahavadanyaya avatar. The Lord is very, very merciful. He has liberated like Jagai and Madhya, who are the great offenders to the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, he has benedicted both Jagai and Madhya. And here also, the Lord directly, when he come to know that Amoga is on the deathbed, he directly rushed and he put his hand on the offender's chest. While strict justice demanded a swift death, divine compassion, Kripa, demanded an immediate rescue. So that's why the compassion, the Kripa, the mercy, Ahituki Apratita. The Lord's mercy is Ahituki. There is no, it is that's why I called it is causeless. There is, even though Amoga is such an offender, but because of the love of Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya and his good wife, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that Amoga is very dear to me. And the cleansing the Brahmanas heard, the expelled cloud, the radiant light, the chandala of a jealousy, the contamination brought on by fault finding. The radiant light is the purifying association of Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya. So that's what, even if one pure devotee is there in the family, not only pure devotee, even one devotee is following the instructions of Sadhu, Guru and Shastra, his whole family, his whole surrounding, his whole city can be purified. And we can see in the life of founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, one pure devotee changed the face of the world. That's what Shastra says, that there are many stars, but one moon is enough to enlighten. So that is the effect of the presence of the devotees in the family. And that's what we can see. Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya is such an exalted devotee and is serving with love and affection. So whole family is getting liberated. And that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bestowed mercy on this son-in-law Amoga. The Lord's diagnosis is the heart of a Brahmana is by nature very clean. Therefore, it is a proper place for Krishna to sit. Why have you allowed the Chandala of jealousy to sit here also? So Lord is telling Tamoga that by nature our heart should be always clean. Our heart should be like butter, where Lord Krishna can reside in our hearts. But normally what happens because of Kali, because of Kalmash, we have so many anarthas in our heart. Like where honey, like where our heart should be like makhan, but where we put lot of garbage. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling why you have allowed the chandala of jealousy. So jealousy means like enviousness is compared to a chandala. Why you have kept enviousness in your heart? What is the prescription? All your contamination is now vanquished. Amoga, get up and chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Who is telling that? This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even though he is offended, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very, very merciful on the Amoga. He was almost in the deathbed. He was supposed to leave the body, but by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Amoga got liberated and he started chanting the holy name of the Lord. So, what is the ecstasy of transformation? That is trembling, tears comes. These are the symptoms observed in Amoga. The great offender at the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu touched the body of Amoga, these are the Astasiddhis. These are the symptoms found in Amoga. Body is trembling, tears are coming, he is in the jubilation and the trance, is not able to express, and lot of perspiration is there, and faltering voice and stagnation. So touched by the Lord, the dying blasphemer instantly stands. He becomes mad with ecstatic love, dancing emotionally while Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu watches and laughs at the waves of emotion. So Amoga had all these symptoms and is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when we chant the holy name of the Lord, all our kalmash will vanish, and these all siddhis we can able to see in the Amoga, and Amoga become a pure devotee of the Lord. Why? Because the Lord himself bestowed mercy upon the Amoga, and such is the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why what Lord Krishna could not do in the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, the Lord himself has to come in the form of a devotee and liberate the fallen conditioned souls of this age of Kali. So that's what in the Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter Lord Krishna is telling, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tom Sarva Papabhyo Mokshishyami Masucha. You surrender unto me, I will take care of all your sinful activities and I will liberate you from the cycle of birth and death and old age and disease. But still, the fallen conditioned soul do not follow the instructions of the Lord. And Lord is Mahavana. He is so much magnanimous and merciful. That's why he has to come in the form of a devotee who takes the bhava of the Radharani and liberates the conditioned souls of this Kali. And that is what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the repentance and affection, the devotee's remorse, Amoga falls submissively at the Lord's lotus feet. He continuously slaps his own swollen cheeks. By this mouth I have blasphemed. So that is the realization Amoga got. Oh my God, I offended to Lord himself, but Lord has benedicted me. He has given unlimited mercy upon me. So he's repenting and is beating his cheeks. And the Lord's affection is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu touches his body gently to pacify him. You are the object of my affection. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling to Amoga. So that's what Prahlad Maharaj says in the Srimad Bhagavatam. He says that one devotee can liberate the whole family, society, country, whole world. And that's what is the effect of becoming a devotee and be in the association of devotees. That's what Srila Prabhupada gives the simplified version ABCD, associate with devotees, read the Srila Prabhupada's books, chant the holy name of the Lord, and partake the Prasādam. So by doing this, we can be liberated from the vicious cycle of birth, death, old age, and diseases. And that's how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hugged this Amoga, and he's saying that you are the object of my affection. Even that much affection he has not given to Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya. Since Amoga is the son-in-law of Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya, he got more mercy than Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya. So that is the effect of association of the devotees of the Lord. The sole covet is always chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and do not commit any further offenses. So when we are chanting the holy name of the Lord, we recite the 10 offenses to be avoided from the Padma Purana. And for our dull mind, we have to repeatedly say so that we will not offend anyone, and also will not offend anyone, and so that our devotional service will not be affected. Otherwise, it is very easy that we can fall down. If we do not follow the basic principles of ABCD, and then we are nowhere. And the umbrella of devotion is the Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya, his good wife, his maids, servants. Even Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya has a household dog. That also got liberated. You can see in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he liberated even the dog also. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was he was going in the Jharikanda forest. He liberated all the animals also, including the snake. And all the animals, they were hugging and crying and chanting the holy name. So that is the effect of the pure association of pure devotees and the Lord himself. So what is the mechanism of mercy? Everyone in Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya's house is very dear to me. That is what Lord is concluding, that not only you, under you whole family, not only family, even someone is assisting you, maids are there or some pet animals are there, they are very dear to me, including his maids and servants and even his dog, what to speak of his relative. So that is the effect of the association of devotees. That's what Srila Prabhupada made a very simplified way, that of course in the age of Kali we cannot follow all the things. So that's why he understands our weak points, and he makes, okay, chant the holy name of the Lord, follow the four regulative principles, be always in the association of devotees, and go back to Godhead, Supreme Personality of Godhead, go back to Godhead in this lifetime itself. So divine mercy, Kripa, can completely bypass individual karma when a person is connected to and sheltered by a pure devotee. So we can see always before coming to Krishna conscious and after coming to Krishna conscious, there were a lot of changes. If we can analyze ourselves, we can see the changes. But at the same time, we should not be happy with the changes what we are getting. At the same time, we have to endeavor that this is the last life. This human form of life we have received after going through so many species of 8.4 million species. If in this human form we cannot take the benefit of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, then what is the hope? There is no hope. So that's why Rupa Goswami says that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Mahavadhanaya avatar. Even Lord Krishna himself could not liberate, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu liberated. And he says that whoever is most fallen, he will be liberated first. This is there is a saying, na Ganga flows from up to down, but in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Lila it is reverse. Whoever is the most sinner, whoever is the most fallen person, you take the only bhava. That doesn't mean that we should become fallen, but he will be taken back to Godhead. So that is the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So here Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya is the judge and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the parent. Why did you bring Amoga back to life? It would have been better had he died. So Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya is telling Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why you brought him back? Better he would have died. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like a father, he is a child. He is telling, Amoga is a child. The father does not take the faults of his son seriously. We can see that even in our existing life, we can see that sometimes children do not follow the instruction of father or mother, but we do not make them away from us. Why? Because that we love them. Even though they are doing naughty things, they are doing against our instruction, but still sometimes we feel that what is the use of having such a son or daughter when they do not listen to us. But here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling that now that he has become a Vaishnava, he is offenseless. The beauty is whatever it may be, but he is become a Vaishnava, he become a devotee of the Lord. So that is the transformation we saw in Amoga. And the resolution is convinced Sārvabhauma takes his bath, goes to see Lord Jagannatha, and finally breaks his fast. Amoga remains an unalloyed, peaceful devotee. So the great offender become a great pure devotee of the Lord. So what are the two forces of the cosmos? Karma versus Kripa. Actually, we can see that when COVID came, many people got affected. But in the COVID itself, many souls become the devotees of the Lord, because that was the moment where everybody doesn't know what to do. Sometimes our obstacles or some problems also makes us to surrender to the Supreme Lord. And we can see the catalyst is the karma offense to the divine, that is the blasphemy. And the kripa is connection to a pure devotee. And in our lives also, sometimes we face so many challenges, but we come in contact with one devotee who requests us to come for Bhakti Vicha program, Janmashtami program, some program, and that becomes the turning point in our life. Even though we say, I am busy with this, that, but that one moment makes the transformation. And the mechanism is instant physical disease. And that's what, like contagious. Even eating Krishna Prasādam is contagious. It is compared to a disease, but analogy is perfect. Srila Prabhupada gives this analogy in many places. Like a disease spreads. So similarly, when we give Krishna Prasadam, that transforms the heart. So that's why we should distribute Prasadam as much as possible. And the Kripa is physical touch in the holy name. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu touched the body of Amoga and he given the holy name of the Lord. That's why he transformed into a great karmi, to a great pure devotee. The result is destruction of lifespan, opulence, and fortune. So when we offend, so we lose all these things. And what it happens, and it becomes a cleansed heart and ecstatic love. So when we get the mercy of the pure devotees of the Lord and Supreme Personality of Godhead, our heart is cleansed and we get the love of Godhead. The governing attitude is punitive, exacting justice, but then the kripa is paternal forgiveness and unprovoked affection. So always, if someone offends, we should forgive and forget. Otherwise, that makes us to fall down. Sometimes somebody offends or some mistakes happens from others. We should forgive them and forget them. We should not keep it in our mind and lingering around that. That is not a good sign. So the multitude of pastimes is, thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enjoyed eating in Sārvabhauma Bhattacharya's house. Within that one pastime, many wonderful pastimes were manifested. So the reader's benediction. So what is the benediction of attending Chaitanya Charitamrita class, especially chapter 15, which is the end of the chapter 15? The benediction, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who is the author, he says that whoever hears these pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with faith and love will attain the shelter of the Lord's lotus feet very soon. So that is the concluding message given by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So with this note, I will conclude here. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavanta ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. If any questions, comments, we can take for couple of minutes. Hare Krishna, over to His Grace Ramananda Kanaya Prabhuji. Hari Bol.
Krishna Prabhu, thanks Prabhu for nicely covering with your usual nice colorful slides, which really gives insights to what is happening, and the nice explanation about Amogha and why his family members wanted to reject him, and very nicely explained. Thank you so much. So devotees have any questions, comments?
Nitya Narsimha Prabhu ki jai, Hari Bol. Prabhu, a nice wonderful session you had. Vaishnava Aparadh you have sent, and how when a Vaishnava is being aparadad, how the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taken that wordings from the hymn also, that also is to be considered as a supreme personality of Godhead. Thank you very much. Nice sessions. Super. Thank you. Jai Hari Bol.
Prabhu, we completed up to which sloka?
This end the chapter, Prabhuji.
Okay.
302. So next chapter starts from next chapter, 16th chapter.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So if there are no other
Okay.
questions, comments, you can conclude the session. Can just glorify Chaitanya Charitamrita and conclude.
चैतन्य चरितामृता की जय, कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रील गुरुदेव की जय, वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।